Hello and welcome to my podcast, full on self motivation, a passionate motivational podcast for you. This is your journey from aspiration to inspiration. Welcome back. I hope you're having a great morning routine. You're saying the affirmations and you have downloaded the self awareness PDF from my website page nityarangarajan.com/resources. I'm happy to share a testimonial I received recently on my podcast with you. Here it goes.
Hi Nitya, I am Dr. Geeta Karyappa, a professor of English from Mysore, Karnataka. I love listening to your podcast on self motivation. Your voice is so soothing and intimate, and your presence comes through in your desire to motivate, and your tone and words emphasize your passion and energy. You're such a warm speaker who is taking us with you on your journey of self motivation and guiding our steps with your nuggets of wisdom. Kudos to you. You are awesome.
Thank you so much, Geeta. So nice of you to have sent me a voice message. People, you can also send voice message to me by clicking the message button on Spotify, or you can send in your text or verbal testimonials by filling in the form I have given in the description. Let's dive into today's episode. I'm going to share about a turning point in my life. Generally, we want to choose our favorite path and move ahead in life. But sometimes we may have to choose a different one. In that case, motivation might suffer. So, how to stay motivated when you encounter a choice that was not the first one for you? I think most of you must have come across this. Sometimes against our anticipations, sometimes against our aspirations, life takes a different turn and opens up abundant opportunities, or it goes the other way around. That is, I mean to say that turning points occur after thoughtful decisions or after sudden or circumstantial decisions. I would like to share one such incident from my life in this episode. Chemistry, computer science, math, and languages were my favorite subjects at school. While I was doing my graduation in chemistry, I was also doing a computer course. And by the time I completed my graduation, the computer course also got over, and I was waiting for placements from the institute. Chemistry always held a slightly higher place in my heart compared to the other subjects. I wanted to continue with chemistry only, so I prepared for the entrance tests for post graduation in chemistry. Days passed, and I happily held my admission letter for post graduation in chemistry in one of the esteemed universities. Thinking about my future, I reached home. It was locked as usual. My parents were working. I opened the door, kept my bag down, and sat on the sofa. Before I could take two breaths, I heard the phone ringing. Lifting the receiver of the phone, I heard an unfamiliar voice telling me that my mother was admitted to the hospital. I was shocked and I immediately rushed to the hospital to see my mother. I never thought that day was going to change my life. She got admitted as she was suffering from severe wheezing. My father had reached the hospital by then. It was scary to see my mom with a mask attached to the nebulizer. I had seen this in movies, but having to undergo the same scene in real life as a young girl was something inexplicable. My mom was very concerned about her breathing trouble and she felt uncomfortable with the mask on her face. My father and I were trying to discuss my career with my mom to divert her attention from the mask. While we succeeded in that, my mom suggested that I land a job via placement the Computer Institute offered. She justified her statement by quoting what she had seen in newspapers that information technology would be the future. She felt skeptical about a post graduation in chemistry making an excellent career for me. I was shattered. As chemistry is my first love, my father, he is a chemistry lover too, he was encouraging me to join post graduation at the university on chemistry, but my mother's suggestion was completely in the opposite direction. I like computers too, and that's why I chose that course, but chemistry is my first preference. I felt like being in the middle of a tug of war. One side PG in chemistry, another side career in IT. It was a tough decision to make, and the situation was even worse because my mom was moving her mask along with her face when she spoke, which again disturbed my thoughts. So, should I listen to my mom or my father, or should I end up doing something different? I was confused. I was afraid actually that I might take a wrong decision and regret in life later. It was not very easy to switch careers back then. My parents advised me not to take hasty decisions and added that even if I take a wrong decision, it can always be corrected later. If it cannot be, at the minimum, I'll definitely have a learning from that. After a few hours understanding my confusion, my mother tried to calm me down by giving me a hack to make the right decisions. She asked me to compare the benefits of taking up a career in IT versus a PG in chemistry, and the most crucial part here is without being biased to your favorite one. She was very clear in her thoughts. We started listing down on both sides, weighed all the options, and then finally chose one. That was a turning point in my life. Sometimes we don't get the choice we want, but if the other choice is better for us, we may have to go for that, understanding the benefits. I chose to build a career in IT. Thankfully, no regrets till now. Information technology has been life changing for me. I enjoyed each and every day in my career. Thanks to my mother for shaping my future. Of course, I miss chemistry. The point I'm making here in this episode is when we are confused as to what decision we must take, we must always weigh both sides without bias, which I understand is a little bit tough, but with practice, this is possible. This makes your decision being informed rather than being impulsive. So, you are also convinced that you haven't made a hasty decision, but a conscious one. So, this motivates you to stay put in the decision you have taken, even though it was not your first choice. I hope this episode helped you in some way. So, being decisive is an important quality to stay motivated. Spend time, introspect, and take your decisions in life. You can follow me on Instagram. My ID is Ranganithya, Ranganithya. You can search for my name Nithya Rangarajan on Amazon to see my books and listen to my podcasts. Or you can find the links to my audiobook, ebook, and printed book on my website nithyarangarajan.com/shop now. And you can listen to my podcast on nithyarangarajan.com/podcast. Thank you so much for listening. I'll meet you soon in the next episode.